everyone, and welcome back to Poets and Quants' Must Reads, a quick digestible recap of the top business school news sponsored by Center Court, our virtual admission events. I'm your host, Christy Bleizeffer, and I'll be highlighting the most important P&Q stories you might have missed. So let's get to it. Number 1, ranking the world's best MBA programs for entrepreneurship. For the 5th year in a row, Olin Business School at Washington University in St. Louis has finished number 1 in our ranking of the world's best MBA programs for entrepreneurship. In fact, Olin has topped the list every year we've done the ranking, starting with our 2020 issue. Our annual ranking of MBA entrepreneurship programs dropped on Wednesday. And as part of the package, we published how every school scored in each of our 16 metrics. Our methodology is designed to measure how resources are allocated to individual students, and each of the schools in the ranking are an entrepreneurial gem. We invite you to take a seat with this package and pore over the data. It is featured now on our homepage. Number 2, the USB schools with the most Indian and Chinese students. By at least one key measure, higher education in the U.S. is thriving. It is still the preferred destination of a huge and growing population of young people from around the world. U.S. State Department data shows that U.S. colleges have largely rebounded from the COVID enrollment slump. In the first 9 months of 2023, the U.S. issued over 372,000 F1 student visas, compared with 335,000 for the same period in 2022. That's 11% more. However, the mix of students is changing rapidly away from traditional sources like China and towards emerging markets like West Africa. Indian students, on the other hand, are the dominant international population, topping all countries in 2023, just as they did in 2022. This story breaks down all the data at all the major business schools, and you'll find it in our trending tab. Number 3, high and low healthcare MBA salaries at the leading U.S. business schools. The big 3 industries for MBAs have long been set. But in certain circumstances, MBAs who ventures into other industries can secure salaries that rival their colleagues in consulting, finance, and tech. So it is with healthcare management, which has been rising as a sector destination for MBAs for years. From supply chains to operations, B schools have found themselves an integral role in shaping and reshaping the complex healthcare system. For MBAs from the leading schools, that can lead to hefty starting salaries. How hefty? Well, you can find out in our breakdown of healthcare salaries at B schools. It's now in our news tab. Number 4, our weekly roundup of news you can use. No matter where you are in your MBA journey, we bring several helpful stories to you this week. First up, bankers, consultants, and engineers, 6 tips to stand out in a sea of excellence. Once you're in the ring, how will you position yourself to stand out in a sea of expert candidates? This story on our homepage tells you how. Next, breaking into renewable energy with an MBA. This story offers advice on breaking into the energy sector and is now in our admissions hub. Finally, 4 must-knows about your HBS interview. This story from Gatehouse Admissions helps you be one of the 50% of interviewed candidates to actually become a Harvard MBA. You can find it in our admissions hub. And that's it for this week's Must Reads recap. I also want to alert school seekers to our upcoming online MBA admission event. You'll hear from alumni and career experts from leading business schools about how the MBA can fast-track your career. Our next event is November 7th and 8th, and you can register now for free. Again, I'm Christy Bleizeffer, and you can join me next week right here for a recap of what's important in the world of business education. Thanks for listening.